Hey guys, Woo Pow back for Mix of the Round. Just got to thinking today about some of the sci-fi series I've watched recently, mostly due to COVID downtime, and just wanted to kind of make a video about some of my favorites that I've watched and that I've enjoyed over the past year or so. Now this list could be much longer, as I have many favorites that fall into the sci-fi slash fantasy category. But just want to throw a few out there that, like I said, that I've watched recently, in case maybe you haven't seen these, or kind of give you an idea what to expect if you hadn't, without any spoilers, by the way. So, like I said, I'll try not to include anything that gives any hints away whatsoever. I'll try my best not to do that. Um, so I try to include series from all different type of streaming services as well, because I know not everyone has every streaming service. We don't have live television. We just pretty much do the whole Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus type deal around here. So, and YouTube. Our kids would not survive without YouTube, of course, and we wouldn't either as well. So first up, and probably one of the hottest topics right now, over the last couple of months for sure, is WandaVision, and the series is of course on Disney Plus. There is currently only one season, but that's also due to the fact that it just came out at the beginning of this year. So, WandaVision is of course based around the Marvel comics. Follows the story of Wanda, or Scarlet Witch, and Vision. There are 9 episodes to season one, which follow Wanda and Vision attempting to live, kind of a quiet life in the New Jersey suburb, trying to conceal who they really are, obviously. And as the story progresses, strange things begin to happen. The world around them is not exactly what it seems. Uh, in the series, I thought the acting is great. The storyline is laid out really well. It's a series that's hard to stop watching once you start, because it just sucks you in. You kind of it starts off really cool, kind of a retro start out, and then just kind of slowly builds up and kind of brings you into current. So it's just a really great series, a lot of fun to watch. I think everyone would like it that enjoys Marvel Comics. And it's rated TV 14 for viewers. Okay, next up is one of my absolute favorites. It is The Mandalorian, at least one of my recent favorites, anyways, for sure. I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I think personally everyone should be. But honestly, this series is truly fantastic. It is one of the best live action series I've ever seen. The story takes place after the fall of the Galactic Empire and follows the Mandalorian, who is a bounty hunter, of course, and he's hired to retrieve the child. So as we move on through the series a little bit, of course, we find out the child is, of course, Baby Yoda, as everyone knows. Baby Yoda is plastered everywhere. Baby Yoda in this one is also known as Grogu through it in the series. And as you move through the series, we get to enjoy, all the encounters that the Mandalorian and Grogu experience. Uh, it's really hard not to talk more about this and give spoilers, so I'm just not going to. But honestly, guys, this is a great series. I think it was really, really well done. There are 2 seasons, 16 episodes in all, and it is also rated TV 14.
Profession. Don't you agree?
So, third up, and probably no surprise to anyone, is Stranger Things. I really, really think this series was so well done. Um, and I'm sure most of you have seen the series, or have at least heard of it in some way, as it was super popular. Still is, actually, to this day. I didn't expect much from it upon first hearing about it. And that was probably mostly due to the child actors in there. I'm not a big fan of a lot of series or TV shows or anything that really revolves around children, I guess, so to speak. Sometimes it just didn't come off well to me, just to me only. But this was a pleasant surprise for sure. The series is set in the 1980s. They do a phenomenal job getting the environment and the little details, and as far as the time period is concerned, just right. The crux of the series follows a group of friends. They first have to find a missing friend, and kind of later deal with the anomalies that are produced from what they call the upside down. I really think the acting is like I said, it's great. The casting is great. Just overall, the story is just so well done. The Duffer Brothers created a very interesting sci-fi slash horror series, I guess if you will. Brought loads of viewers to Netflix for sure, and it's like I said, it's still popular to this day, and I still look forward to hopefully more things coming from it in the future. But as of right now, the series has 3 seasons, 25 episodes overall, and it is rated TV 14.
What the hell?
You know Will? Do you know where he is? Hiding. From who?
Maybe Will saw something that he shouldn't have.
And another Netflix series that I personally really enjoyed was Altered Carbon. The show's based around a novel written by Richard Morgan. I haven't read the novel. Now I really wish I would have, probably before I watched the series, but I may go back and do that anyways. But I've heard that it's a very good read as well. In the series, we follow a former soldier tasked with solving a murder. The setting is, it's very futuristic. It's got one unique thing is consciousness can be transferred to different bodies via a disc where the memories and consciousness is stored. So it's got a really unique, obviously futuristic feel to it. Um, Unfortunately, this series was canceled, after only 2 seasons and like 18 episodes. I'm really hoping that may change. Maybe they'll pick it back up or do something in the future. But these 2 seasons are great. I will tell you, it is rated mature for good reason. There's a lot of graphic content. There's a lot of nudity throughout, so it's definitely rated mature. Definitely for adults only. But like I said, it really is a great series for sure.
Answers that you may only think you want.
Friends, enemies, people with opportunity and motive.
Can't trust anybody.
If you don't solve this quickly enough.
I'll erase you.
Of the end.
I thought you'd be bigger. They made me bring all this back up.
It's rude.
There's more here than you're willing to see. The mystery needs to be solved.
Hey, Lieutenant.
You know, saving your ass is not my only job.
I like her. This is the beginning.
Now, here recently, HBO Max is becoming one of my favorite streaming services, and one reason for that is Westworld. I really think Westworld is great. It's a sci-fi western based around like 1973 film with the same name. So, any of you guys that are old film buffs, you probably know Westworld, and it's loosely based around that as well. The series revolves around the like an old west theme park, which is basically hosted by android hosts to fulfill the human desires of all kinds without any retaliation. So, as with most android hosts, they eventually gain sentience and things turn for the worse for the guests of the park, as you can imagine. It's a very entertaining series. It's well written. It's got, the visuals are just fantastic. CGI is fantastic. It's got a great cast. I mean, we got Ed Harris. It's got Aaron Paul, Anthony Hopkins, Jeffrey Wright, among many others. So that really makes it even better. There are 3 seasons, 28 episodes. This one is also rated mature for many of the same reasons as Altered Carbon. It's got some nudity, of course, and it's got some pretty bad language and stuff in it as well. So make sure the kiddos are in bed before you watch this one for sure.
What if I told you
I'm here to set you free.
Are we very old friends?
No, I wouldn't say friends, Dolores. I wouldn't say that at all.
Okay, finally, we have a series brought to us by Amazon Prime, which I thought was pretty great, and it is The Expanse. It's another series that's based around a group of novels of the same name. I haven't got to read those novels either, but that's definitely on my bucket list for sure. It is set in the future where humanity has colonized part of the solar system, but a cold war is brewing over mineral resources, as you can imagine. The series does start off a little slow, but it's also very important as it has a lot of basic information that is explained in the beginning that it will, of course, need as you move through the series. The narrative is really strong. It's got a lot of really, really good visual CGI stuff is well done throughout as well. The series brings about the fact that humans, as always, fight over power and dominance. You know, we've seen this in a lot of movies. We see it even in our daily lives as well, really. But The Expanse has 5 seasons and 56 episodes in total. The series is rated TV 14, but I think it should probably be rated a little older audience, just based around some things that take place, like that's got some nudity and some sex and stuff in it like that I don't think some kids need to see, but that is just my opinion.
Must come first.
We make it all this way, so far out into the darkness. Why couldn't we have brought more light?
So to recap, guys, we have WandaVision and The Mandalorian from Disney Plus. Well, I think are two great things to watch, two great series to watch. Stranger Things, Altered Carbon from Netflix, two really good ones there as well. We have Westworld from HBO Max and The Expanse from Amazon Prime. Now, like I said, I could probably do a video on this for the next 24 hours, guys, as far as good sci-fi fantasy series that I've watched over the years. This just happens to be some that I have watched over the COVID break that we've gotten. During COVID, of course, all sports and things were canceled, so my kids had a lot of downtime. So we had a little time to catch up and kind of relax around the house and get some TV watching in. So it was kind of nice too. But I'm also going to shout out to a few more series that are just probably some of my all-time favorites, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. Firefly, of course, is the first one that comes to my mind. X-Files is not too far behind it. And finally, Fringe, which I know part of Fringe is on Amazon Prime right now. So, anyways, 3 more great series, guys. It's a great list. If you haven't seen any of these, I recommend just trying it out, seeing what you think. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a great week and weekend coming up. And thanks for watching.